vinegar bite harder. Yeah, I turned into a leprechaun.
Hey, what's up guys? It's the
Welcome.
Doza Life
Yeah, welcome back to our channel. So we're back with another
Mukbang.
yeah. Okay, so today we're having jjajangmyeon, which is black bean noodle, and we added what is that? Spicy nuclear sauce on it also. And what else do we got?
We got spicy ahi poke.
Daikon, which is pickled radish. We've got kimchi, we got cucumber, and then with the jjajangmyeon we also got some quail eggs in there. I love quail eggs. He's okay with it. And then we've been on this crave lately where we like to eat a lot of our stuff with lettuce. So we like put our stuff in like food.
Pretty much a lettuce wrap.
Yeah. And we've been on that crave for like quite a while now. Well, I guess for a couple weeks now. But it's so good. Anyway, welcome back to our channel, guys. Yeah. You want to get started? Let's eat.
Let's start.
Okay. Oh, we also got our big spoon and our big chopsticks.
I feel like these are too big though.
It's okay. We're still on the lookout for like wooden forks though, so. Ooh. So today's story time, we're gonna talk about
Superstitions.
Filipino superstition. Oh, got some on my face.
Well, not all Filipino, just
Well, I guess it's Filipino and like Asian country superstition, I guess, because I hear my friends talk about it too. This is 4 packs of jjajangmyeon, you guys, or black bean noodles. It's instant. My brother actually was the one who got us into it because he was looking for, or he was asking us if we could like check the Korean stores in Washington. And I was like, why? What is it? And so I found it for him. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna send it to him yet. I'm just gonna try it. So I opened his the ramen that I bought for him, and I ended up eating like the whole thing because, well, not all at once, but yeah. Let's get this started. I'm gonna get some jjajangmyeon. Are you gonna slurp it with me? I'm gonna slurp this. Ooh, first bite, guys. Oh,
I forgot.
spicy nuclear sauce gives it a really good kick, you guys. Uh-oh.
I'm making a mess already.
I was saving my appetite for this because I was so excited.
Ooh.
Good job. Oh yeah. All I ate this morning was my meal prep. That was it. And I was watching like mukbangs all day. I was telling Sherwin, I was like, can you hurry up? Because he was at work.
I was like, hurry up, but
He can't really do anything.
I can't do anything about it.
For our story time, my mom, like growing up, I grew up around superstition, like pretty much my whole life. It's kind of bad, but it's whatever, you know. Asian families. Were you? Did you grow up with like tell a superstition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them came from like my grandma.
Yeah, I feel like it's more common with like the elders. Like my mom grew up with more like old Filipino ways, I guess. Ooh, hold on. Let me take a bite first and I'll tell you guys. Sorry, I'm like super hungry. Mm.
I'm trying to make mine like really nice.
Every time he makes a lettuce wrap, he always like make it too full. Mm-hmm. Oh. Oh my gosh, mine is falling apart. Okay, never mind. Okay. So the one thing that always like when I talk about superstition, the main one that always like comes to mind first when I talk about it is birthdays or special events, I guess, in a way. My mom and my grandma too would say, oh, it's your birthday tomorrow, or it's your birthday then like the following week. You can't go out because it's too dangerous. You can get into a car accident or you can get hurt. So that was like always the thing. Or if it's like I have a tournament the next day or I'm leaving for a tournament, I can't do anything too extreme, which is like I did sparring, but they would tell me like, oh, don't overdo it or you shouldn't be sparring. But I have to because I have to practice. Oh, remember? I don't know if I told you, but when
Some stuff does kind of make sense, like if you do have like a competition the next day, it shouldn't be.
No, but this would be like a couple weeks. This is like before we even left.
Oh.
Oh, excuse me.
I thought you meant like the day before.
Mm-mm. But like when we were going off to boot camp, because I was still coaching, I was still going to taekwondo practices and stuff. My dad didn't want me to do any type of sparring anymore because I was leaving for boot camp. So I couldn't do any like sparring during that summer because it was too dangerous. I mean, I understand where he's coming from because if I do get injured, and I'm prone to get injured, I could get kicked, like I could lose my contract, I guess. Especially that time because we were just like leaving for boot camp.
Yeah, that wouldn't look nice.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to boot camp already broken.
Yeah. But what I didn't get was if it's like, my birthday and I wasn't able to go out on my birthday, I had to stay home. At the time, like when I was a kid, or I'm still a kid, but when I was younger, especially in high school, I always thought my mom guys would always just tell me that so I won't go out. What about you? Did you hear about that though?
Which one?
Like you can't go out like on your birthday or special events. I know it's like more so for like weddings and stuff. Like your wedding's coming up, don't do anything like too adventurous. We like to hike. My mom never was like she already knew. We didn't even have to tell her that we were gonna go hiking. But for some reason she knew that we were gonna go hiking that like before the wedding, and she was like, don't go do any hiking or anything like that. I was like, how does she know?
I never had those kind of superstitions from my family.
What kind did you have?
It's like basic simple ones where you shouldn't go to sleep with your hair wet because you're gonna, get like a headache or something.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard someone also told me that they were told that if you go to sleep with your hair wet, you're gonna go bald. Have you heard that one?
No. Or the what was it? As a kid, you shouldn't drink coffee.
I think that's common. Yeah, I was told that too. I was not like, as a kid, I was actually not.
Is that common or is it just a Filipino thing?
I think it's an Asian one. I guess, yeah, Asian. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like for your if you guys believe in that, if you drink coffee as a kid, you're not gonna grow.
Coffee's so good.
I know. That's why I wasn't able to drink coffee as a kid. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Like that's why I grew
You
up
told me before.
drinking tea and I didn't like the taste of coffee, even though my parents liked to drink coffee. I was never allowed to drink coffee.
You still believe in
Which one?
to
I believe in a lot though.
to not clean when it's dark
Yeah.
outside.
The first time I've heard that, or there's multiple cleaning superstitions that I actually know, or my parents told me. Is don't clean when it's dark or sweep, because then you're pretty much that's bad luck. It's like sweeping, vacuuming, don't vacuum at night.
I want to clean, but it's already late.
I would get so mad at
Late
him.
at the day.
Like evening time, I guess 6 when the sun is going down. That's when he decides to clean, and I would get mad at him because I grew up to that. So yeah, I believe in a lot of superstitions, I guess.
But then it bothers me because the floor would be dirty and I'd want to sweep it, but she's like, no,
But it's
just
not.
leave it till the next morning.
It's not dirty. Don't exaggerate it, you guys. It's not. He's exaggerating. It's not dirty. It's just probably a little bit of little ramen noodles on the ground.
No, like actual dirt.
Well, yeah, but it's not super dirty where it's a whole lot of stuff on the ground. But I could probably do the next morning. Don't sweep, when you're sweeping, don't sweep the dirt out the door. You heard that one?
No.
No. Yeah, because if you sweep the dirt out the door, it's...
Sweeping the bacteria out.
No, it's sweeping your luck out of the door. So you're pretty much throwing away luck or your good luck.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason why I don't believe that.
There's so much, you guys. Oh, this one's a pretty scary one. I don't want to believe this one. I really don't want to believe it. But, if someone, or if you have a dream of someone you love, a loved one or whatever, if you dream that, a death dream of them, you automatically, and you wake up from it, you call them right away. My grandma told me this, and oh my god, that creeped me out. I didn't find out until she had a dream of me, a death dream about me. So, but yeah, That's a superstition. But I don't know. It's pretty creepy. Yeah, so if you had a dream that they were dying or they died, call them right away. Tell them to take a shower. You can call them, tell them to take a shower, like right away. Or that day before the night ends, I guess. As long as they take a shower. So like it washes that bad luck off of them. If not, something bad is gonna happen. That's what my grandma told me. So this was scary because this was when my grandma like first told me about this superstition. Like this is fairly new. I just like found out a couple months ago before this happened, and my friend actually just lost her husband around this time too. And so I had a dream. Like I was like super tired from work, and I fell asleep on the couch. I fell asleep editing. I think was it editing? I just fell asleep.
No,
right?
You just fell asleep.
I fell asleep, and in my like I had a dream that Sherwin like died. You know, like he got into a car accident, and like in my dream I was actually at my friend's house, and her mom was asking me like, oh, you know, like how are you doing, like how are you dealing with stuff, and I started crying in my dream. And like in the dream, like she was like, oh, you can come over anytime, because I go to her house, or I used to go to her house, you know, like to hang out with her and her kids, and her like in my dream her mom was just like, oh, you know, like you should do this with the insurance company and stuff like that. And I was like, I started crying, and I guess like I started to explain to them like what happened and how he died and everything. And so I was like crying, bawling my eyes out, and I woke up crying too, and I was like so confused. And like before I fell asleep, Sherwin was actually like laying down on the ground near me, or sitting down.
I forgot what I was doing.
Excuse me. And then when I got up, he wasn't there, and so I like was looking around, and I was just screaming I was like, babe, 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 and he's like, he didn't answer me. He was like, but I kept screaming his name, and he's like, what? And I just started crying. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like,
just woke up and told me go shower.
oh. Like go shower? Did I really? I don't remember.
You woke up crying and told me to go shower.
Go shower right now. Yeah. But I remember like we were heading to the gym. You know, I was so emotional. Like I was still crying. I was so in shock. I was telling him, I was like, I don't know. I'm not as strong as my friend. You know, like I'm not as strong as her. I don't know if I could handle, you know, like life without you. It's so corny, but yeah, it's I'm not as strong as her. That's what I was telling him. Like I was like really emotional. It was scary. Like if your palms get itchy, like super itchy out of nowhere, nothing bit you or anything, where you didn't hold anything, but it gets super itchy, that means you're about to get money, like a whole bunch of money. I don't know why, but when my paycheck comes in, or like a couple days before my paycheck comes in, my palms get itchy. I don't know.
Paycheck.
Oh, I'm gonna get paid soon. Oh, it's itchy. Cut the check. No. Huh? don't cut your nails at night, or don't cut it
Oh yeah.
on certain days because it's bad luck. But I think from what I've heard, it's like an Asian superstition. It's not just Filipino.
I still cut my nails at night.
Do you hear like the whistling one?
Oh yeah.
Don't whistle at night because if you do, you're calling ghosts. I remember my cousin guys used to do it just for fun, just to scare me. I'm full. Do you know the if you point at a graveyard, so there's a graveyard one? My cousin, like, I didn't hear this from like my parents, but my cousins were the one that like told me this. I don't know if they were just trying to scare me, because they used to live near a graveyard, like not by a graveyard but near it. Like,
Who?
I was younger, like when I just first moved to the Philippines, from the Philippines actually. We used to all hang out at my cousin's house, and behind my cousin's house there was like a big park, and we used to go play like what's that, kickball.
Mm-hmm.
We used to play kickball, and there's like a little river stream over there, and they used to go swimming even though we were told not to because it's dirty. You are so messy. Oh my gosh. But, and then by the park, like the other side of the park, there's a graveyard. So I was like, what, 6, 7 years old. Right, and they were like a little bit older than me, I guess, like 2, 3 years older. What is Justin? 27. 4 years older, I guess. One of them is 4 years older, one is 2 years older. And so they took me, like, we walked past the park, and they took me like past the stream.
Mm-hmm.
And they took me to where the graveyard. We didn't go on the graveyard, but we took me across the street from the graveyard. And they told me that they're trying to scare me, that if I point at any graveyard, or if I point at a graveyard, that I have to bite my finger. I don't know what we were talking about, but I think when they were showing me, like, I ended up pointing at it. This is before they told me about the superstition. Like, I pointed at the graveyard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so my cousin's like, bite your finger, bite your finger. I was like, why? You know, like, why do I have to bite my finger? She's like, bite it. So I was like, I put it in my mouth. She's like, bite harder. I was like, what the hell? And like a little kid, I was like, I don't want to bite my finger. That's stupid. You know? I was looking at them like, you tripping, bro. They didn't tell me like the reason why until after. And so
that's very similar to the don't point at a rainbow.
I didn't hear that one. I didn't hear that one.
That's what my brother guys used to tell me. It's like, don't point at the rainbow. Or like, you're gonna, I think they said your fingers are gonna shrink, or like
Yeah, I turned into a leprechaun. What's at the end of the rainbow? You're gonna shrink. Is that what it is?
no, I think it was your fingers.
Yeah, so they had me bite my finger. So like as a kid, every time like we would pass or drive past the graveyard, and mind you, my parents used to like taking this road where the graveyard was at, the back road.
Mm-hmm.
They used to like taking this road at night too, because we would go there and like my parents would play cards and stuff at my auntie's house, And if we were coming from Kahului, we would take that back road. And every time I try, like, I'm in the back seat, every time we pass by in the dark, like, I know exactly where it is. I would go like this. Like, I would go like this and not, like, look at it. Or, like, I would close my eyes and, like, put my fingers together. Just seeing, like, you know, like, I won't point. Yeah. Like, my toes, like, I curl my toes all the time. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, if I point with my feet, I have to bite my feet. It's so gross. That's creepy. Food fetish. I don't have food fetish, you guys. I don't.
I'm getting really full.
I don't know if this was like, I was just scared out of my mind, but we actually, me and my cousins, like triplets.
Yeah.
My uncle was he was a mechanic, so he used to fix cars. After school, I don't know, he picked us up and we went to this kind of like a junkyard, I think it was. And by that junkyard there was a graveyard next to it. It was like a graveyard, a cemetery. I don't know if you guys know, but anyway, yeah. So there's a cemetery behind it, and I remember like my cousin did something. I think my cousin did point, and I was like, bite your finger, or the ghost is gonna come get you, you know? And then I didn't realize I was pointing. I was pointing towards the graveyard because I was like, bite your finger, you know? So I was pointing towards the graveyard. And that night, or it wasn't that night, it was a couple nights after, I had a bad dream of like exactly where we were and about that graveyard.
I think you were just panicking.
I think so. But I think it took a couple days for, you know, the spirit to come and haunt, not haunt, but, you know, like get in my dreams or whatever. No, it was creepy. Mind you guys, I was still in elementary school, so I believed in a lot of those scary ghosts. I mean, I still do. I'm a little scaredy cat. In Washington, like when we would watch like scary movies or in the middle of the night, if I watched something scary, it was when I used to watch Criminal Minds, and it was like all the killing and stuff.
It's not even scary though.
No, but there would be some like stories that would be scary because it had to do with like psycho stuff.
Psychopaths?
Yeah. And so I would be scared and I would tell him like in the middle of the night to come with me to the bathroom.
Hey, pass me one more. That's two.
That's one.
They're huge.
Huge. I didn't turn the bottom. But yeah. Oh. That was scary. I don't remember anymore. Oh. I don't know, this is not like, it's more of like a scary story, I guess. In elementary school, like in the school, they would say like the school that I went to was a graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so like and the middle school next door was like the hospital kind of thing. So like if you tell like elementary school students, like little kids this, they're gonna believe it. And like, mind you, have you been to the school, the elementary school? You've been there, right? Like that big field, that big open field. So they said that was like dead bodies was buried under there. It's creepy, it is. I don't even know how big that school is. Like, it's kind of, you know. It's like every time, I wouldn't like go
Aren't
to
they expanding?
Are they? I don't know. The middle school might be. Or that was probably just the track field. But like when I was younger, I wouldn't really go to the bathroom by myself. Like I would just go during recess when there's a lot of people, but I would not go during class time. I would just hold it because I would be scared to go to the bathroom. I have like a really vivid imagination. My imagination goes wild. He can tell you what superstition. Oh, is it the when you go through the tunnel?
Yeah, the tunnel or just driving on the potty.
Like if you bring raw pork towards the tunnel and you go through the tunnel. What was it? Like a spirit will follow you, or you won't be able to leave the tunnel because it's haunted. Like your car would stop. I didn't know that until like our friends told us that superstition or that story. But every time you would pass that tunnel, like I would have like, it would be eerie. But I think that's just my imagination is like playing tricks on me.
Yeah, that's your imagination.
Like I feel scared. So my uncle used to make us like, not make us, but he used to have us like scream in the car every time we go through a tunnel. We just, who could scream the loudest and the longest till the end of the tunnel. Mind you, the tunnel was small, so.
Short.
Yeah. So we would just like, he would beep the horn and we would just scream inside the car, the van I meant. Man, those memories. The Drippers were still like, what? Not even in school yet, they're still young.
Little toddlers.
Yeah. My cousin guys are now in college. Oh my gosh. If you're watching this video, we love you. Just a half heart because you never completed it. You can complete it for me.
I'm so full.
Me too, you guys. I'm done. Like Taekwondo, it's like a full contact sport, right? So I've injured myself multiple times. So I have never broken a bone though, but I hurt my back, so now I have like back pain. Hurt my knee, sprained both my ankles, still scarred and stuff. But like I don't know if Filipinos, but just my family or any Filipino family, if you guys agree to this, give us a thumbs up. Anyways. My grandma, she sent my mom a bottle of vinegar, like in a liquor bottle.
From what, the Philippines?
From the Philippines, yes. And it has like all like, I don't know, like herbs inside the bottle, inside the thing, but when you smell it, it's like vinegar-ish. And so my mom, what she did was she would rub, like put some on her hands, just go like this, and she'd rub it on my back or on my ankles at the time. And like I don't know, it just healed by itself. I don't think the vinegar really did anything. It just healed by itself. I never went to see a doctor. Well, I did like after the tournaments or after I stopped doing Taekwondo for a while. I was a stubborn kid. I'm still a stubborn person. The weirdest thing that my mom ever did was I sprained my ankle. This is like the fourth time already, and it swelled up, like it went into a big fat bubble. And I didn't want to go to the doctors because I wanted to compete in nationals. I think we were going to. Yeah, I didn't want to go to the doctors because I didn't want them to stop me from going. So my mom, what she did, she told my brother, go cook rice right now, go cook fresh rice. So they made fresh rice. They were watching it until it was like done like completely. So what my mom did was, I was icing my ankle and putting cold stuff on it, as she told me. And then what she did was she took that fresh rice, like just, it just finished, like the freaking light just went off, like too warm. So it's fresh rice, still kind of wet. She put it on like a saran wrap, like she made it to like a sushi rice kind of thing, you know. She flattened it. And what she did, she's like, put your feet right here, like elevate it. And I did. And then she took that fresh hot rice and she put it on my ankle. And I was screaming. I wanted to cry, you guys, because my ankle was cooking. That thing hurt so much. And I don't know, I think my mom started laughing and she's like, take it off. I was like, take it off, but...
Your mom has a different definition of the acronym RICE. She's so literal. If you don't know the acronym RICE, for like when you sprain your ankle, what was it, like rest, ice, compression, and elevate? Damn, she really used the rice though.
She really did. I mean, I understand, like, you put hot and cold together, it brings down the swelling, I guess.
Yeah.
But she literally put fresh hot rice on my ankle. That thing burned, like, oh my god, that thing hurts so much.
Main hydro flask.
We're done, you guys. You're done. Because I'm done. You're done? Okay. So, give this a thumbs up if you guys liked it. Leave a comment down below to see, or to let us know what else you guys want to see in our mukbangs, or any suggestions you guys want us to eat.
Follow our Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
Instagram S_Mendoza with 3 A's.
And then mine is at Hi There Tin, Tin. And also Chris, KRYS _Doza is my other Instagram too. And then you have a second one too?
Yeah.
It says photography if you guys...
My photography
Instagram.
like portfolio Instagram.
Yeah, if you guys want to follow that one, that was, I think it's Doza
_photography.
Okay. Damn. Alright guys, subscribe to our channel. You guys are already here. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Anyway, yeah, subscribe, like, and comment. And we'll see you next time.